our tradition, if you don't believe you're this condemned sinner who only escapes a lifetime of misery by being saved by God's grace, then what is grace? So I was thinking about that. Thank you to Reverend Dusty. And I think grace is really Spirit's huge vision for us. Spirit knows us in our full potential and possibility, and that's what Spirit holds for us. So, at least today, that's my definition of grace. And that's what we're going to do today, envisioning. We're going to try and tap into that grace, that unlimited potential for our center. So why don't we live there? Well, we have this thing that we call sort of like our small self brain. And its job is to keep us safe and keep us alive. And, we love that because we're all here because our small self brain tells us to stop when there's a red light and we're driving a car, and how to eat and think and do the right things to take care of our body. But that brain likes to work within the parameters of what it knows, because it can only protect us from the things it already knows about. Whereas God's vision for us is way beyond that. So that's what we're doing in visioning, is we are kind of, as we said, we're turning down the volume of that small self brain so that we can really hear that huge vision that Spirit has for us and for our center. So we start this process with something that we call the dump. And the dump is, you turn over this sheet. You turn it over to the blank part. And what we would like you to do is just write all the things you already think about what is the biggest, brightest possibility for our center. So all those things that your left brain has already cataloged about, what we should do, what we should have, or what we should be, everything that's sort of based on what is now, because what we're trying to do is just create a totally blank canvas where anything could show up. So one of the best ways of doing that is to first kind of let our mind release all of that stuff that we already are thinking about how things should be for our center. So please just take a few minutes and write any of those kinds of thoughts down, to just get them out and on paper and free your mind to be, create this space for God's huge vision to pour into. So this part does not have to be legible. Nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to look at it. It's just a process of cleaning out your mind to create space for new, beautiful thoughts. So it looks like most people are complete. So let's take maybe just one more minute to get out any last thoughts or ideas. Okay, if everybody's ready now, hope everybody feels cleansed and lightened by getting that out already, because we really want to just be creating from a blank canvas. So now flip over your sheet. And as you see, we're going to go through a series of 5 questions. So there's 2 ways you can do this. Either you go into sort of your meditative state and stay there through all 5 questions. If you're the type who doesn't like to, who finds it hard to sort of be in that kind of state, and then open your eyes and write things down and go back, just stay in the meditative state the whole time. But try and remember what you're thinking. And we will give you time at the end um, of all 5 questions to write that down. Or if you're somebody who can do that, where you can be in a meditative state, come out of it enough to write down some messages, some notes, then go back to it. There will be time after every question for you to also write down. Okay, so you do whichever one works for you. Now I invite you to close your eyes again, as Lola sang to us. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths to really get founded in this space where we are connecting to that divine mind that does reside within us, that place that is pure wisdom and pure possibility and knows anything is impossible. And so that's the part of ourselves that we ask to speak up as we do this process. So our intention, our group intention for today's session is I seek clarity and direction about the highest possibility for the Triangle Center of Spiritual Living. I seek clarity and direction about the highest possibility for the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. So connect to that place of the inner presence, the unlimited divine love. And from that place, open yourself up to the answer to this question. What is the highest vision for the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living? What is the highest vision for TCSL? And as you tap into that wisdom, try to make it specific. So think about, what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? This highest vision of possibility for our spiritual center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. So maybe one more minute on this one. So I'm going to move on to the second question and realize, although we are doing this vision for a collective vision for our center together, how it may manifest through and for us can differ from person to person. So this next question I ask, or that you ask Spirit to guide you on, is, what must I release in order to live this vision of TCSL unbounded? What must I release in order to live this vision for the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living? Okay, we're going to move on to the third question. The third question we ask Spirit to enlighten us about is, what must I embrace in order to live this vision for TCSL? What must I embrace in order to live this vision for our community center? another 30 seconds on that one. All right, our next question. What must I become for this vision for TCSL to fulfill itself through me? What must I become for this vision to fulfill itself through me? So about 30 more seconds on that one. And our final question, is there anything else to be known at this time? Is there some message from Spirit that doesn't necessarily fit into one of the 4 questions we've already been seeking? So just take a few moments, see if anything else is needed to complete this vision. So for those of you all who've been staying in your meditative state, this is your time to open up your eyes and write down what insights have occurred to you. Everyone else, you can either just stay in that meditative state or look over your papers and see if there's anything else that comes up for you. So it looks like everybody's complete now. So let's close our eyes just one more minute. And really, again, get in touch with that inner spirit that is your part of the infinite divine. And let's feel gratitude for this connection, gratitude for being a conduit for this divine wisdom, gratitude for this vision, for our center to be all that it can be, which supports us all to be all that we can be. Breathe in your connection with all of these beautiful ideas that have come to you. And stay open to the idea that other ideas may come up for you in the hours or days to come. And just write those down too. We will be having 2 more visioning sessions that you can include them in, or if they really are burning, I'm sure you just pass them on to Dusty. And so, with the last few moments, I say thank you. And so it is. And so you can open your eyes. So now I believe Dusty or Heather, somebody's going to collect all of these. Is that correct?